Courts are expected to be even busier in the year ahead. A number of high-profile cases are still pending, including the alleged kidnapping case of Zephany Nurse.
The story made international headlines after Zephany Nurse, who was stolen at birth, was reunited with her biological parents after 17 years.
Born to Mornay and Celeste Nurse in April 1997, they named their first child, a baby girl, Zephany. At just 3 days old, the little girl was snatched from her mother's bedside.
Was it I can live?
But in 2015, the unthinkable happened. Children at a high school both Zephany and her younger biological sister attended pointed out the extraordinary resemblance between the girls. DNA tests later confirmed she was the long-lost Nurse baby. The woman who raised Zephany was arrested. Her identity cannot be revealed as per court order to protect Zephany's identity. The trial is set for the 22nd of February.
Our family were quite happy. We're a bit disappointed still. I actually wanted this thing to get as soon as possible over and done with, But look, we have to just stick in there, and I just want to thank my family for their support.
In another high-profile case, former top cop Arno Lamour is expected back in the same court next month for a pre-trial conference alongside 5 co-accused. Lamour faces 8 charges of fraud and corruption. He handed himself over to police in April last year following a 2-year investigation by the Hawks. The state alleges he received money from Mohammed Salim Dauji, who also allegedly paid for his clothing accounts and holiday accommodation. Renowned artist Zwelethu Mthethwa pleaded not guilty to a charge of murder in the Western Cape High Court. He is accused of killing a sex worker in Cape Town in 2013. Mthethwa allegedly kicked 23-year-old Nokupila Khumalo to death in Woodstock. Mthethwa is out on bail of 100,000 rand. The trial has been postponed until the 1st of February this year, when a pathologist is expected to testify. A man alleged to have been part of a gang that raped, stabbed and slit the throat of Valencia farmer 16 years ago now wants to enter into a plea agreement in the Blue Downs Regional Court. The man, who was 21 years old at the time, faces charges of rape and murder. 3 men are serving lengthy jail terms for the 1999 murder of the 14-year-old. Valencia was stabbed more than 50 times. A woman living next to where the attack took place rushed to the teenager's aid after hearing her screams.
It was very cold that night. She was very scared because of the expression on her face. Was that, please help me, but in the same time, she was very anxious too.
The case of 2 alleged arms dealers, one of whom is a former cop, will continue in the Bellville Magistrates Court on the 15th of April. Former Colonel Christian Prinsloo and firearms expert Alan Raves face a range of charges, including murder and racketeering, after they allegedly sold stolen firearms to gangsters on the Cape Flats. It's alleged that in 2007, the pair entered into a corrupt relationship that saw them supply gangsters on the Cape Flats with weapons, fueling gang violence.
Hence you will see that most of our drug seizures even, and the successes that we had so far, are in higher volumes and involves a greater degree of sophistication in the higher up in the value chain with the supply of certain things. So yeah, that to the extent that it is different from your normal getting the firearm down at the user end, it is a significant development in our strategy to combat gangsterism and also deal with corruption.
And finally, convicted murderer Thandima Kobela is not giving up her fight. Although she has been denied bail in the Western Cape High Court, she's now fighting her case in the Supreme Court of Appeal in Bloemfontein. She was convicted of murdering her husband, acting judge Patrick Makobela, in June 2009. She served 8 months of a 15-year term for the killing. She's been given the go-ahead to appeal to the SCA in Bloemfontein against her murder conviction. Makubela has also petitioned the Supreme Court against her sentence on the fraud charge. Mariska Botha, SABC News, Cape Town.